Hello, what's going on? It's Luke, and today Krystal Sutherland is here.
Hi,
hey.
hello.
Thanks for joining us.
My
and
pleasure.
You brought your book along, Alchemical Hearts. Here it
did.
is. Look at it. Nice cover.
It's beautiful.
I was saying I like the fish and the throat of the fish, but you have to read it to find out why. So tell us about it, sell it to us, and why should we check it out?
Okay, so Alchemical Hearts is told from the perspective of a 17-year-old boy named Henry Page. He is a hopeless romantic. He believes in love at first sight and grand gestures, and he's basically been waiting the entire 17 years of his life for his soulmate to come along. And then he meets this girl, and she's kind of nothing like he expected his leading lady to be. So she walks with a cane and she wears boys' clothing, and she's kind of unwashed and unkempt and very mysterious. And he kind of becomes obsessed with the idea of them having a perfect love story. But you can't really force these things, so disaster ensues.
Nice.
Yes.
Good summary. Okay. Like, I think depending on what age you are when you read this book is interesting, because for me, it takes you back to your first love at school, where I was just like, if I don't end up with Cicely Brown, shout out to you if you're watching, I will never be happy.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
But I am happy now.
Yeah.
So it's okay. But there is that like amazing way that you've captured, you know, that experience where it's like, so when you're young, it's so kind of powerful, and yeah, was that sort of part of the plan?
Well, I mean, it feels like life and death. The first time this happens to you, you're like, if I do not end up with this person, my life is going to be forfeit. It's gonna be over. So I wanted to capture some of that kind of that passion and that heartbreak that comes along with having your first serious crush.
Yeah, and the story's like, in the same way, it's not, you know, like a movie romance, right? There's a lot of kind of real life in there. Was there any experiences that kind of you put into the book from your experience?
So I was kind of having my heart broken for the first time while I was writing this
Really?
book.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's interesting. Cool.
So,
well, not cool, but
yeah, it was great. Great time. I had lots of fun. No, so it was kind of like, you know, I would come home and my day sucked, and then I would write some of the book. And the story is not my story, but definitely some of the emotions that the characters are going through were drawn directly from my life and my experience at the time. So yeah,
a lot like Adele when she.
I'm the Taylor Swift and Adele of the young adult writing world.
Yeah, that's good. How do you write your books? Because it's always interesting. Some people lock themselves away. Some people, you know, do it bit by bit and are very organised. How do you go about creating your work?
My process is to write a paragraph and then reward myself with an episode on Netflix.
Nice.
So
okay.
It's very slow.
It's a lot of episodes.
Lots of snack breaks. If I write a good sentence, I might have an afternoon off. So
I feel you. I have a similar way of working. Yeah.
It's definitely a very slow process, but somehow I get books out. So.
What's your top snack whilst you're writing?
Whatever's around the house, which is usually just like bread.
Nice. Okay.
Yes, some toast if I'm feeling fancy.
Keeping it down to earth, keeping it casual. That's
the glamorous life of a writer.
Is there a scene that you are really proud of? Something that you remember really vividly?
Yeah.
That you're like, yes, I'm so happy that made it.
Well, actually, it's the scene that the fish are from. So I read this article, I mentioned it in the back of the book actually in my acknowledgements, but I read this article about an abandoned mall in China that they found, and the basement was flooded, and there were thousands of these koi fish that had been living in there for years. Just they'd established their own ecosystem type thing, and they were living there quite happily. And that was the scene that inspired a scene similar in the book, and that's where the fish come from. So I had a lot of fun writing that one.
Awesome. Okay, Krystal. Well, thank you very much for chatting us through it, and we've played some games as well, so you can check them out down below with a little link, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.
Thank you.